ICWR Encik Nur Zamri, kejap lagi kita start ya.
Naam. Okay. So macam mana kerja program?
Okay, everything is okay. So the first we will play the video, lepas tu baru standby untuk soalan ya.
Boleh.
Terima kasih.
Okay, sama.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning. I would like to welcome you again to the 5th ICWR International Conference on Water Resources. And today is our final day of conference. And let me introduce to you our 5th keynote speaker, Mr. Nur Zamri bin Sodor. He is the Principal Assistant Director at Selangor Water Management Authority, also known as Lembaga Urus Air Selangor or LUAS. Mr. Nur Zamri is a civil engineer and graduated from University Technology Malaysia. Mr. Nur Zamri started his service in 1995 as civil engineering and water resource consultant in a private sector. He was then appointed as Principal Assistant Director of Selangor Water Management Authority or LUAS on 16 March 2009. Previously, he was appointed as Acting Director of LUAS from 2009 to 2011 and reappointed again in 2015 to 2017 when the post of the Director of LUAS is vacant. From March 2009 to present, Mr. Nur Zamri bin Sodor is the Principal Assistant Director of Selangor Water Management Authority. We will start with the presentation now.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Very good morning to the organizer, to the audience for 5th International Conference on Water Resource 2021. My name is Nur Zamri bin Sodor, Principal Assistant Director from Selangor Water Management Authority. I would like to share our knowledge regarding development of hybrid of river augmentation storage HORAS in Selangor. In 2005, the Selangor Water Management Authority has established an alternative water resource task force. The committee identified the ponds, mining pond, lakes, and also groundwater for supplying of water during crisis. In 2009, the State Government of Selangor approved the gazettement of water resource Then currently we have 20 numbers of pond has been gazetted as a protected zone in under luas enactment. The location of alternative water resource pond in the Selangor River Basin is on the screen. The location of the pond along the river Selangor. Selangor Water Management Authority was tasked to identify and develop alternative water resource. This is to overcome water supply shortage during the dry season in the state of Selangor. A study for existing tin mining pond in Bistari Jaya was carried out in 2012 and completed in December 2013. A hybrid of river augmented storage HORAS scheme was proposed in the report and agreed to be implemented by the state government of Selangor. The first HORAS project, HORAS 600, was completed in 2019 and capable to supply water up to 600 million litres a day. The second HORAS project, HORAS 3000, is currently in the planning stage. It is capable to supply water up to 3,000 million litres a day, and the total land involved is about 4,200 hectares. Both HORAS scheme can supply up to 3,600 million litres a day when completed. The HORAS project can also be used as emergency for the dilution during pollution of the rivers Selangor and reduce the turbidity through a sedimentation pond. The shutdown of the treatment plant can be avoided when there is a pollution incident. The concept of HORAS for storage of raw water using off-river pond has been implemented by the state government of Selangor through the construction of several water treatment plants, such as Labu River Off-River Storage ORS water treatment plant completed in 2011, Semenyih 2 water treatment plant completed in 2018, Labuhan Dagang water treatment plant completed in 2019, and currently Sungai Rasau water treatment plant is under planning stage and to be completed in 2024. Flood flow at Selangor River, based on study and also analysis, there is about 39,830 mld. Unfortunately, for 7-day low flow, 50 years is only about 851 mld. The overflow showed that there is an excess river that can be diverted for storage in the Selangor River. From record residual flow at Bistari Jaya Barrage, there is a several amount of water, excess water is about more than 20,000 mld a day. For groundwater yield of HORAS, based on study, HORAS 600 can supply about 30.5 mld and HORAS 3000 about 256 mld. The above groundwater flow will augment the excess river flow of Selangor River to ensure that total production yield from HORAS 600 and HORAS 3000 can be sustained at 600 mld and 3000 mld for both HORAS. Proposed HORAS 3000 project, construction of HORAS pond to be implemented in stages divided into 4 phases, where 5 ponds will be constructed. The yield of HORAS is about 2,000 million litres a day up to 3,000 million litres a day. It was proposed that HORAS project is capable of supplying water up to 3,000 million litres a day. Depth of pond is between 5 meter to 15 meter, and there is also depth to reach the aquifer layer is about 20 meter. The project area is 4,200 hectare, and the total pond area will be 3,190 hectare. The catchment area upstream of HORAS pond is about 1,504 kilometers square. The total volume of pond is about 560 million cubic meter. Based on the analysis of the hydrogeological cycle, the drought or dry season occur in a period every 8 to 10 years. Based on record, dry season incident is in 1998, 2005, 2014, and also 2016. The Selangor State Government has identified the Horas 3000 project will be needed by 2065 through the Water Resource Supply, Demand and Distribution Study for Selangor, which has been implemented by State Government Selangor by State Economic Planning Unit. However, implementation of Horas 3000 project is currently in progress, and control of sand mining activity has been implemented by LUAS through the condition of written permission under LUAS Amendment 1999. The financing of Horas 3000 project, inclusive of infrastructure work, will be sourced from the sale of sand mining from pond enlargement and excavation works. The final project, Horas 3000, is on the screen, inclusive 5 ponds. As on the screen, there is a Horas 600, which is completed in 2019. There is a Horas 600 project. About Horas 600 project, is capable of supplying water up to 600 MLD of raw water to Selangor River. The area of pond is about 147 hectare. Depth of pond up to 36 meter. Storage of the pond is about 30 million cubic meter. Total land area is 211 hectare. And receiving water from 3 methods. One, intake for Selangor River up to 198 MLD, groundwater flow about 30.5 MLD, and also rainwater. The entire area of Horas 600 project is gazetted under Protected Zone Section 48 LUAS Amendment. The project is completed in 2019 and handing over to Pengurusan Air Selangor Sdn Bhd for operation and maintenance. The combination of Horas 600 and Horas 3000 is on the screen, which is the location is side by side of Selangor River. Horas 3000 project also can mitigate flood risk in the Sungai Selangor. The implementation of Horas 3000 project will ensure the continuity of water supply during dry season, but addition of that, to store flood water from the Selangor River. Horas 3000 project is able to mitigate the effect of flooding for the flood-prone area downstream of Selangor River. Based on the model, the existing flood risk area currently is about 9,000 hectare and can be reduced up to 4,000 hectare after the completing of Horas 3000 project, which means will reduce about 50% of the area affected. There is an existing risk flood model, is about 9,000 hectare. Then after completed, we reduce flood up to 50%, which is 4,000 hectare. The objective and the importance of Horas project is to increase yield and raw water storage of the state of Selangor during dry season or low water river flow, to reduce the dependency of water resource from water released from the dam and river flow, to mitigate the effect of flooding at downstream area at Bistari Jaya, also to be used as emergency water source during drought, and last, Horas project can also be used in emergency for the dilution of pollution in Selangor River, and also to reduce the turbidity to the sedimentation pond. The shutdown of the treatment plant can be avoided when there is a pollution incident. Besides Horas 600 and Horas 3000, there is also other project completed and operation. Labuhan Nagang Water Treatment Plant, located at Kuala Langat, can supply water up to 400 million litre of treated water when completed fully. Phase 1 is about 200 million litre a day, was completed and started operation in June 2019. Off-river storage concept will be used to improve the raw water quality to be treated by the sedimentation process. The intake of water treatment plant abstract raw water from Langat River. Off-river storage from Labu River, there is a completed project in 2011, which can supply water up to 105 mld of treated water. Area of pond is about 52 hectare and also can store about 9.5 million cubic meter and located not far from KLIA airport. Semenyih 2 water treatment plant is located not far from existing intake at Jendram Hilir. Semenyih 2 water treatment plant capable of supplying water up to 200 million liter a day. Area of pond is about 106 hectare, storage capacity about 6 million cubic meter. Phase 1, which is completed and operation, is about 100 mld and completed in 2018. As on the screen, is a proposed Sungai Rasau water treatment plant currently under planning stage. The Sungai Rasau water treatment plant capable of supplying water up to 1,400 million liter of treated water, supplemented by inflow from Klang River. The pond area is about 403 hectare, storage capacity about 73 million cubic meter, and the proposed phase 1 is about 700 mld and planned for completion in 2024. Implementation of reverse storage concept to ensure continuous operation of water treatment plants during pollution incident using sejam alternative, which is Skim Jaminan Air Mentah. There is a few initiatives. Number 1 is to ensure uninterrupted operation of major water treatment plants. This is due to several incidents of pollution in Selangor and Semenyih River, which is result shutdown of the major treatment plant and interruption of up to 60% of pollution in Selangor, Federal Territory Kuala Lumpur and also Putrajaya. The project currently in planning stage and expected to be completed in 2023. Raw water from ORS will be fully used by the water treatment plant, bypassing the river during major pollution incident. There is a 4 component for sejam initiative. Number 1 is raw water pre-treatment at treatment ponds. Number 2, monitoring of civilian by luas, which is establishment of squad pantas luas, construction of pumping infrastructure directly from Horas Pond, and also number 4, enforcement of luas enactment amended 2020. Pumping operation from alternative pond to Selangor River and operation pump raw water from alternative pond is implemented in 2014 to supply raw water to the intake during the dry season. In 2019, the operation was proven to mitigate the effect of El Nino in the state of Selangor. Some of the ponds are part of Horas projects. 50 numbers of pumps were used with the total maximum pumping is about 1,800 mld. The pumping operation is necessary in order to avoid water rationing in the state of Selangor. Based on record, during drought 2014, we depend on releasing water from reservoir, from dam. On the screen, pink color is a Sungai Tinggi Dam, blue color release water from Sungai Selangor Dam, and yellow color is from pond. When we compare this analysis in 2014 and compare with 2015 analysis, which proven that pond can be mitigate the rationing in Selangor. During the operation of pump water from pond to Selangor River, we have 10 numbers of pond, we have 55 numbers of pump. The total capacity of pump is about 1,800 million liter a day and operation 24 hours to supply water to Sungai Selangor. To ensure water quality is complied to the National Water Quality Standard, the water quality monitoring of the pond that involved in the pumping operation to Sungai Selangor is carried out periodically. The Selangor State Health Department will collect water sample from 18 locations. The sample will be sent to Malaysian Chemistry Department for analysis of the physical, microbiological, chemical parameter in sample to ensure that the raw water quality is compliant with the National Raw Water Quality Standard. There is a result from analysis of raw water quality by Malaysian Chemistry Department. Sample of water quality of alternative water pond is carried out by Department of Health and also LUAS staff. For conclusion, the Selangor Water Management Authority together with the other state government agencies are committed in supplying adequate and safe water resource for the requirements of residents of the state of Selangor. Initiatives that are being carried out at the commitment that sufficient water resource in the state of Selangor can be secured through efficient management of water resource. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Noor Zamri. Now we have our question and answer session. We have questions from the floor. The first question is that if there is groundwater extracted, and what is the cost of extraction and whether it is cost effective to use groundwater in the system?
Hi, Doctor. Thank you. Thank you for the question from the floor. In Selangor, we have only about 2% abstraction water from groundwater. Compared with other states like Kelantan, is I think more than 40% of raw water came from groundwater. But if we compare both states and also maybe with other states, in Selangor we have a high demand water supply. This means if we need water from groundwater, we build more tube well, such as like normally we can provide one tube well about 1 MLD or up to not more than 5 MLD. This means let's say we have 100 million liter a day demand, so we need to build at least 100 tube well. So in Selangor, I think for localized areas, maybe this option, but for the large development or large supply, maybe not economic for groundwater. Thank you.
Okay, then since it's only 2%, right? But then there is also a question about settlement in the area of groundwater.
Okay, since groundwater, we is a regulator for the groundwater and not only for groundwater, abstraction of water from in Selangor. Then we monitor with JMG the effect of the abstraction of water from groundwater. So far, we have no problem with the company. We have no problem with the land subsidence in Selangor. Still, we monitor. Sorry, we monitor closely with JMG. So the monitoring we carry yearly. So if there is a problem, maybe the water level drop, we will check thoroughly and investigate the problem of the abstraction of water. Sorry, Doctor. Continue.
It's okay, no problem. Okay, we have 2 more questions, and the next question is that can the system be applied at other places, and what are the criteria to apply the system?
What means, Doctor? About Horas, Doctor?
Yes, about Horas.
Okay, about Horas, basically this implementation is already proven, and CASA to the minister right now something like give initiative to the state to have a Horas scheme also like Selangor. When based on my presentation just now, there's a few advantages, something like flood mitigate, also the water quality is better. So we have a resilient of water resource supply. So during what you call it pollution also is one of the method to mitigate the problem. So currently this is one of the best method, since when we build a pond upstream of the river is a what you call it less catchment area, but when we build downstream there's a much bigger area. So on the quality and so quality we can monitor thoroughly. Then what you call it, the most important is to make sure the supply water is continuous and enough to the people.
Okay. Then we have the final question is about that. If Horace is looking into also using water from mine ponds or tasik bekas lombong.
Correct.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the
The question is it the quality is can be used or not?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
about the
This is
quality.
we actually facing in during 2014 when drought happened in Selangor because of El Nino. Then one of our solution is we pump water from ex-mining pond. This means maybe for our what you call it our impression, ex-mining pond is we have a heavy metal. It's something like everybody view. So in Selangor, actually, we have already gazetted the pond in 2019. Before we gazetted the pond, we have to monitor the quality of the pond. Is it suitable or not? Then we carry out together with the Department of Health and the analysis carried out by Chemistry Department. So to make sure the water in the pond is suitable for water supply. And then when we pump to the river, actually the pump is not directed to the treatment plant, is we pump to the river. Then water abstraction abstracted from river to the treatment plant, they have another process to make sure the compliant to the MOH or WHO standard, to make sure water supply to the consumer is compliant to the standard.
That water is not directly pumped from the mine pond, but it is pumped to the river first. Okay, so there will be dilution there then.
Yes, there's a dilution. Then to make sure a few checking points or make sure there's what you call it the compliant of the quality.
Okay, so like it's normal procedure with MOH and
correct. So we together with the Department of Health monitor and carry out the test to make sure the compliant.
Okay. All right. With that, we come to the end of the session. We would like to thank you so much, Mr. Nozamri bin Sodol, for being with us today. And thank you very much. And we hope to see all of you again at 9:30. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you to the organizer.